Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente, and welcome to my creative playground. Tonight I'm going to show you one of the new border dies that's available in the new catalog that I've been playing with and really like a lot. Hi, Marty. You're in Virginia. Oh, thank you for sharing. Okay, so this Friday is my next class, and Cindy, I know you're on vacation, and I'm sorry. But what I'll do is I'll send you the instructions afterwards. So what I was going to demo this week is the pinwheel cards, which are really cool. They look like a pinwheel, which is probably how they got their name. But they kind of fold over. This reminds me a lot of a never-ending card, but it has 4 different sides, so you can a lot of different ways. And as you can see with this one, I use the Expressions in Ink designer paper, and I have a second one that I also did with the Expressions in Ink designer paper. Whoops, I'm getting caught here. There we go. And then for my second card, I found this card that's really cool, and it's the same philosophy. It's made on this box, this type of box thing. And so what it does is when you open it, it goes like this, and it looks like those crossing signs that you see at corners where it says, London 500 miles this way, Paris this way, with different directionals. And it does stand up. There we go. Now it will stand. Oh, I had it standing. Okay. It does stand up. I just have to play with it a little bit more. So this is Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so 4 o'clock California time. And it is $20. And when I do these classes, they are on Zoom. So since the class is on Zoom, anyone can join in, and I will work along with you. And then after the class, I send you a PDF with all the directions. So jump on in, and the link is on my events. Just click on my events, and you can sign up. And I would love to have you. So the other thing that's coming up is my class is this Friday, and then I am setting up my new catalog kickoff for, I believe it's Sunday, August 22nd. I think that's the Sunday. It will be the third week in August, and I'm going to do an event like I did the last time because that was a lot of fun. We got together on Friday night, a color challenge and a sketch challenge, and people worked on their projects over the weekend. And I set it up on a Facebook group, and we used rooms, and we had a lot of fun because we could all talk and work together, and it's very similar to using Zoom, but it's on Facebook. I think I will do the same type of format, and that's going to be the weekend of August 22nd. And if you haven't received your new catalog, if you've ordered from me in the past year, you're on the list and you should be receiving your catalog. I know my sister got hers last week when I was there. So hopefully most of you have yours by now. That new catalog goes live on August 3rd, and that has all the fall and holiday stuff in it. And there's some really cool things. And I'm actually going to use one of the new sets tonight. So what I wanted to talk about tonight is these really cool border dies. They're called Basic Borders, and I love these dies. And when I saw them, I thought, oh, this is really cool. So these make all different kinds of borders, and my goal today was to make a card with each one, and I'm almost there. I'm not quite done, but I'm almost there. So we'll finish those tonight. So this is a card that I made a couple of weeks ago, and this is using the Christmas Tidings stamp set that's in the new catalog, the new annual catalog, with the Christmas paper that's in the new annual catalog. And I made this really cool envelope layer, which I really like. That is this layer. That's this die. So it lets you do this really neat envelope. And I've seen some cool stuff with that. This is a card that I made for my last event, last catalog kickoff. And this one was fun. This was made with this die. And what I did was I cut all these different pieces and I layered them kind of by color. And so this was the color challenge in my last event. So I have red Poppy Parade, Cameo Coral, Green Apple Green, and Bermuda Bay. And the greeting from that is this stamp set, The Biggest Wish, which is really cool. And what I really like about this set is you can overlap different pieces. So like hello friend, you can do thanks, or you can do, thanks friend, or, there's all kinds of combinations that you can do with this. I think that this is a really great sentiment set to have. And then today I've been playing with this new set. It's called Nature's Harvest, and the suite of products is called Harvest Meadow, and this is the paper that goes with this suite, and it's just a really pretty set. There's a new garden set that's in the new catalog. It's Garden Meadow, or Meadow Garden maybe. This kind of fits in with that. So, and I also think that this looks really good with the dragonfly as well. I was going to add some dragonflies to it tonight, but I haven't done that yet. So it's got this flower, which could be a cone flower. It could be a sunflower. You could make it a daisy. There's just all kinds of different things that you can do with the flower. And it's got this really pretty paper with the bumblebee color, crumb cake, cameo coral. I'm sorry, not cameo coral, calypso coral. The Misty Moonlight, more calypso coral. This is Sahara Sand and crumb cake, and then it's got some pretty patterns on the back as well. So, and it also has this mint macaron is also included in that as well. So, you've got some really cool ideas, and these are a couple of cards that I was working on with this set. And as you can tell, this one I used and I made sunflowers. And then this one I used and I did the cone flowers. And the other thing that's really cool with this set, there's also this cork paper. Is really neat. And so this, I cut a piece of the cork out and just layered different layers. And there is an embossing folder that goes with this. It's called the Time Worn Embossing Folder. And this piece of cardstock is actually crumb cake. And then I embossed it with the Time Worn embossing folder, and then I used a dauber and went over it with the purple inks, and it actually came out more purple than it did crumb cake. But I was playing around with it, so you never know until you try something. So this is the set. It has lots of dies with it. The other two pieces are over here. So there's this small piece of greenery. There's a tree branch that you can do. There's a couple of label dies, and these are really cool. These cut out what you would call, I would call this a cattail, but that's because I grew up in the country, and we had ponds, and these grew in the ponds, and there we go. So it looks like that, and then it does an outline of the flower, which looks like this, and then it does this piece. Oops, it's all tangled over here, which looks like this. I cut the cattail out of some of the yellow designer paper, and it looked like that, so it makes a pretty background. I colored this one to look like a sunflower, and then this one I also cut out of some designer paper, and it looks kind of like that. But I've also seen this colored in. This one I cut out of watercolor paper, and this is watercolor paper, and this is watercolor paper. And I've seen some really neat things with those colored in watercolor paper. So these are the dies that go with this set, and this set will be available. It's a really cool fall set. It will be available on August 3rd as part of the new fall catalog. So what I thought I would do today, since I was already playing with that set, I thought, well, let's use these border dies that I really like and try and make some different cards with it. This is a piece of the designer paper, and oops, it's cut like this, like that, and like this for the white to show through. And then what I thought I would do is we have this piece, oops, okay. This is the leftover piece, so I thought it'd be cool to do something with this too. So we'll do that. So that's using this. I'll put these over here. This one uses the round die, which I thought was really neat. So it gives you a different look. And you could have it like this or like that. And then this one uses this really cool die. And what I did was I cut this out of Calypso Coral, and I cut it twice. So it's got this really cool stitching on it. Okay, there's this die, and that just does a rickrack border. So I thought this one might be cool to do maybe like an ombre effect. Start with a rickrack border and then start in one color and then have the color, you know, kind of move it up. Change the color, make the color heavier as you go up. So these are the basic border dies, and I think they would be a good item to have in your stash, because it gives you a lot of different options for borders and things. So let's finish decorating these cards that I got started on today. And this is what I was thinking of. Has not been a good day in my house. I was working on this afternoon. It was about 4 o'clock. My daughter comes down and she starts screaming, "Mom!" And the utility room in my basement was completely flooded. It was filled with water. So we had to stop everything we were doing, go move things out of the way, of course. And so I'm thinking, let's see, that might be better on there, but that might be too much. You know what? I think this one would be better on here, because I think that's a lot of yellow. Let me do this. I have these pretty purple ones. Let me flip some of these over here. There we go. Let's do those purple ones there. Okay, so we'll do one at a time here. So let's work on this one. And what I was thinking is I want to do a little bit of a background, and there's this really cool, there's this piece that has the background, and then it has one of those splotchy backgrounds that you can do as well. So let's do that. I have crushed curry here. Hey Rose, how are you? Good to see you. Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Oh my god. You know what? I forgot to put my earbuds in. Hold on. Let me grab them. As I mentioned, it's been a stressful day today. So I'm going to take the little background piece, and I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp off, because I don't want that to be dark. Let's do that. Put this piece on, and I was thinking I could color this. Okay, so let's try coloring this. Okay, so to make a little puddle in your ink pad, you squeeze your ink pad and you get a little puddle of ink, and I'm going to use my old olive here. Same thing. Okay, and let's color in. So I'm going to just start with the stem, and I have my water brush. I'm going to take a couple of small mirror dimensionals here. I'm going to put those on the back. I know, Rose, if I had your fine tip glue, that would be what I would use. Oop. And there goes my earbud. let's put this and put this on top, or maybe kind of next to it. So I think the trick to these flowers is just to play around with them. Cut them out of different elements. For example, this is the watercolor paper that I did, and you know, cut them out of the designer papers. Play, you know, try culling them different ways. Oops. I have some labels that I pre-cut. So let's just put a label across here. And this has a thank you on it, so let's use that. What I'll do is after I finish this card, I'll try and reset some things. So, okay, so there, let's put a thank you on there. Okay. So there's our zigzag card. Okay, so this one uses this circular border right here, which actually also makes a very good rainbow. Okay, so for this one, I want to use this, but this is a little bit too long for going in that direction. So what I'm going to do is we're going to snip, actually I think we're going to snip it here, and I'm just going to move this part up. And I'll put that there. That will work. Okay, so let's put one. So I think what I want to do is something like that, and then put this in the foreground, and like that. So we have a and let's put a message over here. So I was thinking, okay, so what I want to do is I want the hello, and let's stamp the hello in the crumb cake. And that's what I like about this stamp set, is there's so many different combinations of words and greetings that you can use with this. Okay, so there's card number 2, and that uses those circular pieces. And then let's do this one, and I love these purple, I love coneflowers. In fact, the coneflowers in my garden are now blooming. So I'm just going to do, so this is called Stamping Off over here. So what I'm doing is I'm just making the ink a little bit lighter. And now what I'm going to do is I cut out a bunch of these earlier, and as I mentioned before, these to me look like cattails. And so my thought was to take my piece, take my brush, and here's the crumb cake. And I was going to take the crumb cake and just make this part a little bit darker, because that's kind of the way cattails look. Okay, so now we're going to put this piece on, and what I'm going to do is attempt to put some adhesive on just the back here. Okay, got some adhesive on there. That's pretty. then let's put our cone flowers in front, and I'm going to use some dimensionals. And these cone flowers are stamped on the regular basic white cardstock, and then I colored them with the water brush, and this is Old Olive, Rich Razzleberry, and then the Blackberry Bliss in the middle. I should have cut one of my cone flowers today and put it on my desk as an inspiration, because I have a bunch in my garden. I'm going to work this underneath. There we go. Like so. Yeah. Okay. I will put a message on that, but I'm not sure what. And I will find something to put on that. But so here are these 3 cards that I've used. This goes with this piece. And it's the negative. So let's put that on there, like that. Okay, and then let's, going to put one of those. I'm going to grab a branch to put in the back. Oops. No, maybe not that one. Okay, so let's put the branch in the back, like that, and then we'll put this piece on. And then let's put this on. And then let's put that on the front. And I'm going to use dimensionals for that. There we go. And we'll put that on like that. Okay, so I will add some greetings to these, and I will post some pictures tomorrow of how these look. So this is the negative of this one. This is the piece that we cut out. This is the circles. This is the zigzag. This is that envelope. And this is the same that we used here to do that, to do those. And these are the border dies. What you could do with the clouds, let me grab a blue ink and I'll show you. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the clouds is I have my Pool Party ink. I'm just going to dip my brush in, and we're going to go over like this, and we'll make the sky. There you go. There's your cloudy sky on a clear blue day. And as you can tell, you don't need to be exact. You can just kind of color it around. There we go. Here's my cloudy sky. And then this is what the clouds look like if you line them up and kind of cut them out. So what I would do is cut here and here, and that would give you in here, like that, and that would give you some more clouds. So my next class is Friday night, and I am doing the Pinwheel Cards, and it's $20. You'll receive a PDF after the class, and I would love to have everybody there. And if you are not on my mailing list, go out to stampwithmarilyn.com and sign up for my mailing list. I send my newsletter out approximately once a week, and it offers all my classes and things. And actually my pansy class is almost finished, so I'm going to be introducing my pansy class later this week, probably Wednesday or Thursday. So thanks for stopping by. I will combine these two videos tonight, and I apologize for the issue with the sound. Take care.